Well, good morning from down the lake. I'm having a good old wander around today. Have a look at this area at the moment. But yeah, where I've seen fish possibly is one the other side of the rope that goes across the entrance you can't cast up there, and the big thick weed bed. But if they venture anywhere this way, doesn't look like anyone's really fished this swim for a lot at all. But yeah, strange, isn't it? Very strange. Right, let's carry on wandering. Right then, I'm going to wander up here now. See what we can see. There's a few anglers around. There's a guy down there. And there's a few. Yeah. Have to see what we're going to do here. And I've put me back in my little old faithful swim, wandering along here to see what I can find. Sort of giving myself until 7 o'clock to sort of get things sorted. That sun comes out and the heat of the day's about. It'll be an absolute killer, really. Yeah, got the tarp to put over my bivvy, but just have to see. There's scum floating on the surface, which is a right old pain in the butt. But well, we shall see. We shall see what we're up to. I'll look down here. Right, see you in a minute. Well, I am back on the wonderful Meadow Lake, as you can see from my earlier videos this morning. I got down, well, I got up, alarm was set for 20 past 5, got up, packed the car, got down here about 6:30. Set myself sort of like a target of sort of half an hour to find a swim, but it took me a little bit longer than that to make my mind up. But I've settled for this one. Nicely tucked away. You can see my chair, so I can sit in the shade. It's exactly what I want, realistically. It's not going to be too bad. I think the sun's going to be sort of out for a few hours, and then it's going to come across all these trees and everything here and give me lots of shelter. So, and there's a nice easterly, sort of northeasterly breeze, which is sort of blowing down the track, really, which is going to make things a little bit nicer for me. And we'll see where we go from here, really. But I put the rods out because I saw fish. So what I've done is just literally just flick the rods over the top of where I've seen fish. Quick lead about, pretty clear. Quite happy with that. So I shall leave as it is till later on this afternoon. I'll be in the shade for quite a while this afternoon, which should be quite nice. And sort of sit and do that. Let around a little bit more, get the bait out. I'm down for 2 or 3 nights, so it's gonna work well, I think, slowly but surely. So sitting here at the moment doing this film, there's a nice breeze blowing in my face. It's been brilliant. I'm going to sit here this afternoon over here, underneath over then. That'd have been funny. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty good. I'll be quite happy about that. Just sort of take as it comes and where we go, really. The bivvy's sat up there. It's sort of not brilliant. The car's that's better than I thought it was going to be, actually, to be fair. I wasn't sure if I could actually get it tucked away nicely in there, so that's quite good. Could be quite good for the winter, that one. Tucked away there with the car at the back. Not very far away. So yeah, because it's sort of it's back against the wind, really. So it's sort of yeah, interesting spots. But as you can see along there, you can see the weed. I've got my landing net there, and I've got a rake because I've been raking the margins, trying to get out some of this blanket weed and stuff to make things a little bit easier for myself. I'll just take it from there, really. I'll do a little bit better video later when the sun's in the right direction, because I can't actually tell what you can see. I can't see anything through the screen at the moment. And yeah, so I'm going to crack open some water and go and sit at the top and relax and enjoy that for a little bit. Rightio, let's go. Oh, well, it's actually it's nice and shady here. It's quite pleasant. Well, I'm not sure if you can actually see this, how well you're going to be able to see it. There's a deer swimming across the lake through that weed bed at the moment. No idea where he's going to go, how on earth he's going to get out, to be perfectly honest with you, because he don't know really. He's going to have to, I don't know really what he's up to. Someone's obviously spooked him, and he's obviously ran down here, and now I've gone into the lake and into the water. Yeah, track him along. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention there. I was oddly more interested in making sure he didn't actually come anywhere near my swim. There we go. You get things, don't you, when you're fishing. There you go. So when you zoom in right on it. Well, I have now decided on my spots related to weed and distance and everything I want to go out. I'm just going to sort of take it from there really. I'm fishing sort of just a little underarm cast through that weed there. Bait it quite heavily with boilies. I've got a spot out there sort of 6, 7, 8 foot off the side of that big chunky weed bed out there. That's been baited with particles and boilies. Just have to see where we go from there. You can't really see, and it's quite hard. I might have to go for a wander at some point. But there's a lot of fish, a lot of fish along that margin here on the top, things like that. But the weather has, excuse me, weather has sort of got a little bit overcast and cloudy now. A bit of a heat to it, but yeah. So there was one that's sitting in the weed there and everything, but I doubt you'd have even got it to pick anything up or got into it, you know. So the wind's swung round now, so instead of blowing from the north, it's now blowing from the south. But it's going to be doing a lot of that here, there, and everywhere. So I've baited up. I've had a little bit of lunch. I'm going to go for a walk and have a chat with a fellow angler. I've not got my rods out. Do that when I get back. Rigs are all tied up, ready to go. I don't think there's much point in fishing for the next few hours, to be perfectly honest with you. Just sort of take it from there, realistically. And yeah, with any luck, yeah, it'll be things will cool down a little bit, get the rods out, maybe get a early evening or late evening fish. Just have to see. But come back and get the old cooker out and have some lunch. It'll be blooming nice. Rightio, I'll see you later now. Rightio, I'm just about to put the old food on. We have got on the weather tonight macaroni cheese from Aldi's. Absolutely fantastic, that macaroni cheeses. Absolutely gorgeous and fantastic. Look at that. What a place to eat your food. By the bank. Superb. Couldn't ask for anything better, could you? Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Food by the fishing lake. superb. Well, as I've seen, I've got the food on. Didn't always stick the gas canister on top, but got to warm it up a little bit. Not a lot of gas in there, to be perfectly honest with you, so been a bit sneaky. Been out, had a little chat with a fellow member. About the last 2.5 hours, 3 hours out there having a chat, so come back now. It's all peaceful and quiet and tranquil in the swim. Yeah, you know, the bait out, wall it off, let it go sort of peaceful and quiet. Move back in onto the spot, and all the rigs ready to go. So just literally had to just flick them back out, which is a bonus really. So I flicked them out on the spots. I'm not really fishing very far out. We might sort of progress a little bit further out tomorrow. I don't know. We're just going to see how things sort of pan out realistically, really. Whether we get any action tonight. The spot I'd like to fish is a little bit further along to the left. At the moment, I'm sort of fishing more or less where the grebe is, really. I'd probably like to go sort of a rod length and a half, maybe 2 beyond that. But that sort of runs me into the realms of getting a fish running into the weed bed, which I'm trying to sort of avoid realistically. But it is what it is realistically, so we shall see. But yeah, the food's on. Food's clock's counting down to when it's ready. So it's going to be nice to sit out here this evening and yeah, enjoy everything as it is. There's a bit of sort of cloud cover up there, as you can see. Oh, it's still a bit sort of sweaty and sticky. But it is what it is, really, in it, you know. Just sort of accept what it's going to be, what we've got to live with, and I can actually start smelling my food now already. That's unbelievable. I've moved the tripod now because it actually gives you a better view realistically of the swim. I don't, you know, debris and stuff sticking in there. Unfortunately, I've got my unhooking mat and tripod in there. There's nothing I can do about that. To be perfectly honest with you. So we shall see if one of them rattles off through the night, in the early hours, tomorrow morning or something. Don't know really. Just we shall see. Really, it's going to be a bit hit and miss. It does rattle off. It's going to also be hit and miss if I can get it in as well. So, well, we shall see. We shall see where we go. But yeah, dinner is on its way. A pleasant afternoon, having a chat with one of the other members. Yeah, it's nice, really. You know, what a life. Absolutely fantastic. So things are cooling down. A bit of cloud cover. I don't know what the temperature's going to be tonight, but the wind's now swung round to the sort of south-southeast, so I can actually feel a little bit of breeze blowing through the swim, which is quite pleasant. I've got the front of the bivvy completely open, as you've seen it there at the moment. I shall probably shut that up tonight, simply because the mozzies will come in and get me, like they do. There's no two ways around that, which is a real shame. I got even I'm having to put the door down as well, which is something I don't like doing, but it's all of that. Or I get bitten to whatever, really, which is not exactly brilliant, is it, really? But there we go. Right, I've got to keep an eye on the weather, keep things sort of ticking over. And yeah, you know, we're entering the first night. Should be good. And we'll see where we go, really. Rightio. Right, well, I think the heat of the day is now finally dropping away. It got a little bit hot about an hour ago, and it's just slowly dropping back to normal now, which is good realistically. I managed me first bream of this trip, which is always a bonus, isn't it? They seem to like me, and they seem to like my particles, so unless I want to carry on fishing for bream next couple of weeks, I think I'm going to have to change what I'm actually doing, really, aren't I? Don't you think? I do. I really do. I don't think that tactic's working on here at the moment. But, you know, they're out there, they're feeding, it's a feeding area. Can't see why my friendly carp won't, you know, take the hint and pick up one of your baits, really, but they won't. Not yet, anyway. We should have to see by tomorrow morning how we've got on, realistically. We'll see, really. But still got the front of the bivvy wide open. It's nice to sort of feel it sort of cooling down a little bit. Take you up here, you'll get blinded a little bit by the sun, but it is actually finally going to be sort of dropping down in a minute behind the tree line and over the Avon Valley. Once I think it does that, it'll be cooling down quite nicely. It's supposed to be sort of, oh, it's actually a breeze up here. It's quite nice. I did think about coming to sit up here earlier. Didn't quite manage it really, but there we go. What was I going to say? Yeah, apparently it's still going to be 19 degrees tonight, but compared, which is 10 degrees cooler. So that's pretty nice really at the end of the day, isn't it? You know, quite funny. There's some cows and horses over there, way in the distance, and one of the young horses is charging around some sort of demented maniac. As far as I'm, there you go. Probably about 17, 18. But hey, it's a fish. Happy, not going to complain. Haven't blanked. Another one to the list. I shall wait in a minute, see where we go from there. But yeah, I'm very chuffed, very chuffed. Do some sleep, to be perfectly honest with you, but there we go. Well, good morning. 7:30, and that sunshine is slowly coming my way. Bit late getting up this morning due to that fish last night. Yeah, I was up getting liners. It's about 3 o'clock before it rattled off. So yeah, crikey, I don't know really. My main concern today is that weed bed. Weren't there yesterday. It's drifted in. Now, I'm hoping you see northeasterly wind, sort of more northerly wind blowing. As far as I'm, well, the sun is slowly moving out of my swim now. I've been sitting back up there, enjoying a cup of coffee, several cups of coffee to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure how we're going to see this because there is a lot of bright light around. No, it's clear skies, definitely. My weed bed has vanished and it is now way over there. I say way, it's not really that far because it can easily come back. A little bit concerned about that bit, we'll just have to see. Not sure where he ends up, what up to. I haven't seen him or heard from him yet, so maybe he's a little bit delayed. He might actually just sort of pop straight to the other lake and set up, to be honest with you. It's, you know, being the heat that it is, I would personally concentrate on getting set up before it gets really hot, or, you know, pick a shady swim or something. Yeah, so whatever he does, I think it's for the best for him. I wouldn't fancy doing too much this sort of time of the, you know, this time of the day or anything like that. It's probably worth mid-afternoon. No carp are on the top again along the in the weed bed. 0 point in you know, trying to put a fish for a float or anything like that. You just wouldn't get it in. It just bury itself, and you'll be. It's not sort of you know, not my sort of style really, to be fair. Fishing for weed beds rather than fishing for fish. But no, so yeah, I'm quite happy about that. It's quite a good result last night. I'll stock it up a little bit again later on. This carp just cruised over the top of the right hand rod on a mission, so they're around on the top, which is sort of what you expect. They probably think it's summer all over again, and you're getting confused and not want to spawn if we're not careful. Doubt that, but you know, stranger things have happened, don't they, nowadays? So yeah, I don't know, say, but yeah, it's been a lot better when the sun gets away from there. So I'm gonna sort of stick with sitting up here for a lot longer. It's quite pleasant, a bit of wind blowing. We'll get the barbecue out later, and I've got some burrito stick on there, some breadsticks will be quite nice. Just want to take a quick wander down here. I want to sort of get a perspective of how far that weed sort of, you know, weed bergs is from me, because I'm a bit concerned that when the wind swings southerly and starts sort of heading back, I need it to actually do a little bit of a sort of a southeast and possibly push it into the bank a little bit more. So it's, yeah, it's quite a long way out, isn't it, really, out there at the moment. You can see it, but that's the last thing I need is some sort of floating obstruction or something going on. A bit problematic, that one. Anyway, right, so happy with that. Yeah, I used to fish in that swim down there. Little one rod down there. I haven't done that for a long time now, have I? Used to do my days and things, but the fish sort of get in. You know, I can't really show you here. About, oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see how far the trees stick out. The actual edge of the lake is sort of down there. And so then it sort of goes along there, so the trees stick out sort of 20, 30 feet. You can see my sort of bivvy hiding through the trees there. Nicely tucked away. Yeah, so I was hoping to get some video editing done, but I don't think I'll be able to see my screen or anything like that, so probably going to have to do it all at home realistically. It's a bit of a shame, but these things have got to be done. You know, it's too hot to sit in the bivvy at the moment, so we'll just have to take it as it is. But yeah, you can see it's sort of down there, basically I'm on a little point that sticks out into the lake. There we go, sitting back here is quite nice and enjoyable, really. Quite like that. Beautiful, isn't it, really? Well, brilliant. As you can see, the Weedberg has arrived and it ain't moving, so it looks like I am now moving, and we'll see where we go from there. So better crack on and just do it all. Right, this is my first choice of moving back to where I was last week. Tempting, must admit. It is tempting. Yeah, tempting. There's another area which I've not fished for a long time, and yeah, I don't really know. This is pretty sheltered here, but as you can see, it's pretty got much the sun on it for a lot of the day, realistically. I don't know about hiding here. Tomorrow I'm going to check the weather forecast and see what it's due to do tomorrow. Take it from there. Right, I'll give you more updates as we go on. Well, you will notice I haven't actually gone anywhere. However, there's slightly less weed in my swim now. I went, whilst I was around having a look at the swims, I bumped into a couple of people, and one of them had a sort of like 4-pronged homemade weed rake, which I gratefully donated, and yeah, came back round here, tied it onto my spod rod, chucked it out, give it a good old heave ho, and yeah, wow, there's actually less weed than there was in here in the first place now, so a good bit of a bonus. There's a little bit floating around in the middle, but I don't think that's going to cause me too much problem. The island bit seems to sort of separate itself slightly, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. If that's going to cause me any problems. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not overly fishing too near there, and if it does, well, I'll just have to deal with that tomorrow. I was just happy to deal with what I've got to deal with today. I was worn out after that, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, wow. I'm glad I didn't have to move, so you know who you are. Thank you very much. You're an absolute lifesaver. I'm moving on a 28-degree day out of a swim I didn't particularly want to move out of. I'd caught fish from, and I was feeling really confident in. As you can see from the sort of previous sort of little bit of footage, I did have a look at a few other places and, you know, mooch around and see what options there were, but I was nearly inspired. I was actually going to move. It's just purely by coincidence. I just wandered back by and had a quick chat, and you know, he lent me his thing, which he's actually now given to me. So thank you yet again. Absolute bonus. So hopefully all that little effort and work and things will help people out in this swim a little bit. and yeah, hopefully produce me another fish. I'm now going to, it's about 4 o'clock-ish, sit down in my chair, relax, and have a couple of beers, and just, yeah, take it all on board. Been well, I started at 12 o'clock, so it's been 4 hours of tooting around. So, yeah, in the heat of the day, I'm shattered, really. And my back aches a little bit, so I might have to take some tablets later, but we'll see how we go first before we commit to them. Other than that, fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed.